Hello, ladies and gentlemen. On this new edition of Real Talk with B, we will discuss California Governor Gavin Newsom's implementation of student athletes getting benefits and endorsements from their likeness and other things related to that and how can it affect the NCAA and what is the whole situation behind that. We will also discuss the situation with the G League and the free throw fits all situation where no matter what, you can shoot a free throw just to speed up the game. And last but not least, Jeff Bezos and his unwillingness to provide health care to part time workers, knowing that he's probably one of the richest men in the universe right now. So, first of all, this Gavin Newsom situation. I gotta tell you, this is interesting because the Bible teaches us that we have to have in our heart the right gesture, the right faith, the right direction. We gotta have our heart put into what it is we're going for. So in this particular situation, you have a situation where you have a governor who is trying to give something that he feels is right. But what is it really teaching the young athletes? Are they going to college obviously because it's a school dynamic, or are they going to college because they're more into business and they want to get, the instant gratification, The Bible always teaches us about, patience and gratitude and stuff, and not focusing on simply the money. The money is not the basis of you making yourself any better. Just because you have finances doesn't mean you're going to be a better person if you don't fix yourself or you don't have the right mindset internally. So this law, I think, creates a whole aspect of selfishness between the athletes that makes the situation even worse than what it already has become. And it's very difficult for that to happen when it's very difficult to find a balance between what is good and what isn't good when you have a situation where you have kids who want to go to college, but then some of them have this one and done mentality where I'm going to go if I'm a student athlete, if I play basketball. In football they have they got to at least 3 years, but the point is you don't go to school for going to school. So you gotta have the right mindset, and I think this bill that is being implemented is really tough, and it's not good. And when you have a superstar like LeBron James making the comment he's making, obviously he's become a corporate business himself, and his whole mentality has changed. So coming from him and all these athletes now, it's like you're taking the essence away from what going to college is for education and doing what you're supposed to do instead of getting the royalties. First you put in the work, then you get the benefits. That's what the Bible teaches. You put in the work, you get all the stuff. But if you got people, giving you the stuff beforehand, it makes it extremely difficult for you to prosper, because who's really governing you? You or the system? So you got to take it into account. Now, the G League in this situation, very interesting. To speed up the game, they want to have one free throw for a particular shot or what have you. It's kind of difficult because you don't think about it from the perspective. You're like, hey, this is going on. Hey, this is happening. What are we doing? What's going on? The point is, you don't want that situation happening where it's like, okay, I'm going to take a free throw. I'm going to shoot it. And then we're going to speed up the game because with these plays, basketball is so tedious. No, you're taking the skill out of it. Still shoot the free throws. Shoot 2 at a time, 3 at a time, even if it's 3 or 2. I know in the last 2 minutes you're still going to keep it to 2 or 3 most likely, but speeding up the game in basketball is not the issue. It's the calls related to like inbound plays, strategic things that are too tedious. But when it comes to actual player on player decision making and players making a defiant decision, it's not good because the NBA right now doesn't really have an issue with, oh, we gotta speed up the game because the guy has to shoot he's shooting too many free throws. This is not a good idea. One free throw doesn't solve anything. What if you got a bad free throw shooter, but he misses one, but he can make the other one. So he misses the other one, it takes it. You're gonna make even free throw shooters that are not a proficient, even it's gonna become more difficult because you're taking away the repetition. So you're taking away the repetition, the muscle memory from them that they already practiced to just do the one free throw. And I think it adds a little more pressure to the situation. I believe that on calls of strategic matter, there's definitely an issue. They can condense it. They can have a more simplistic way of looking at it. But when it comes to this free throw stuff, we don't want this to get any further. Because I think this is just for the kids that want everything so fast, that want to be patient. If you want to be focused on something, like I said, the Bible teaches stay focused on what the task is. Watching the game, stay watching the game, and they don't go on social media and be like, hey, this is going on, all this kind of stuff. No. This free throw thing, keep it to 2 or 3 shots the way it is. This one free throw size fits all to speed up the game. It's not necessary. It's a no-go. Now, Jeff Bezos and him not providing health care to his workers. If they're part-time, read an article about that about Whole Foods. I read it in Fox Business. It's interesting. I think that it's not something that he should be overly concerned about. And he put it there, and now he's negging. He's putting back. No, he has to stay consistent with his people. You don't neg on a principle and then go back on it. That's not good in the Lord's eyes, the Holy Spirit. You don't want to do that. So if you have money, you give. You don't put back and say, this is mine. Okay, you gotta put a little more, you gotta put harder. If you're gonna provide something for somebody, stick to that principle. Stick to it. And I think Bezos, with the situation he has, all sort of stuff going on in his life, unrelated to this, he opens up a lot of doors. He's gotta keep it condensed to, if I'm gonna pay my workers, I'm gonna pay my workers, and I'm not gonna have these workers struggling, to find some other means of health because I want them to do full time. If you're gonna keep it to the part time, you had that as a stipulation beginning, and now you own Whole Foods because you're Amazon. It's like, okay, you're already charging the price you're charging at Amazon at Whole Foods because you're the own Amazon. I mean, there has to be give and take. The worker that works for you has to provide service, and machines can only do so much. So I'm saying you have the resource. Give in abundance. You don't not give in abundance, because if you don't give in abundance, man, if you don't put your all into it, it makes your situation extremely not only stingy, sketchy, but where's the commitment level? So you gotta be very careful with how you put something in motion, and then also, okay, we're gonna cut back because it's gonna make us more efficient. No. You want to be truthful. You want to have structure. So I think Jeff Bezos in this situation, he's got he's got all these riches, all this stuff, and he's got the conglomerate Amazon. I don't think there was a need for this, but God, the Lord, the Holy Spirit will judge him when the time comes. So for right now, he's opening all these doors, and he's on this stuff about more efficiency, but efficiency is better seen through the eyes of the Holy Spirit. So that is all for today's video. My name is B. Blessings into the next chive.